Huh, Noah, you cute, clumsy boy. What are you doing clenching the curtains like that? Do you want everyone to see you in this vulnerable state? Blushing, unable to even respond? Trembling, so sensitive. Do you want the whole world to see? How you melt beneath me, beneath my touch, beneath the way I drink, the sight of you, your breath, your blush, your cute voice. How you lose all sense of reality with just one word. Right there. Lucien's voice was velvet, yet merciless. No matter how you try to escape, even through this window, you can't. Not while I'm holding you. Yes, exactly there, in my grasp. You're mine. You're under my mercy. And not until I've surrounded you in roses, claiming every part of you as mine, will I release you. You've been caught, Noah. Trapped in the snare I've orchestrated, from the very beginning, without you even realizing it. That innocence of yours, that's what makes me love it so much. His breath grazed Noah's ear, a whisper curling like smoke. And you know what? You'll remain like this with me. Yes, in this position, with me holding you there, not just for tonight, not just for now, but every day, for all eternity. The word eternity struck Noah like lightning, sending shivers down his spine. Eternity, trapped in Lucien's grip. Forever. Oh no. Noah covered his face in embarrassment as the moonlight spilled across his cheeks, teasing him for clutching the curtains so tightly that the window now gaped wide open. Then, with a dangerously low whisper, Lucien leaned into his ear. Oh, just now, did the thought of showing the entire world your vulnerable self, and of staying with me like this for eternity, excite you that much? Noah had no idea that the day would change his life forever. He had only been trying to survive, trying to escape the clutches of men who meant him harm, when a vampire appeared, tall, commanding, and impossibly magnetic. In a blur of movement, the vampire intervened, pulling Noah from danger with effortless strength. As Noah stumbled in the vampire's arms, breathless and terrified, there was a moment, a fleeting, intimate connection, when the vampire's lips brushed the back of his neck. Not violent, not cruel, just a delicate taste, a small pull of energy, enough to restore the vampire's strength. The vampire pulled back slightly, a shadow of guilt crossing his sharp features. I'm sorry, he murmured softly, his voice a low, warm whisper. I didn't mean to take more than I needed. I just needed a fraction of your energy. Noah's chest fluttered unexpectedly, a mix of shock and awe washing over him. Somehow, even in the midst of fear and confusion, he felt drawn to this mysterious being. The warmth spreading through him was not frightening, it was captivating, intoxicating in a way he had never felt before. The vampire's gaze softened as he cradled Noah a little closer. You're remarkable, he said, brushing a stray lock of hair from Noah's forehead. Even now, with just a moment's contact. You've captivated me too, but we'll never meet again, so just forget this. Let it be a memory that fades. Noah's cheeks warmed. He didn't know why or how, but something inside him whispered that even if they never crossed paths again, this encounter would linger. In his heart, an unexpected, undeniable pull that he couldn't simply erase. Later, after the chaos of the day, Noah returned to the life he thought he knew. He was still young, still jobless, still unsure of where he belonged. So when a posting appeared, an assistant position, someone to manage and organize a sprawling mansion, he jumped at the opportunity. Perhaps the routine would calm his scattered thoughts. The mansion was enormous, its halls echoing with silence. Other servants seemed to move quietly through the rooms, though Noah rarely met their eyes. Something about the place felt off. Strange sounds, fleeting shadows, and a sense that the house itself was watching him. He couldn't explain it, but he felt drawn to explore, to understand the mystery surrounding him. One evening, unable to resist his curiosity, Noah tiptoed to a window overlooking the estate. The moonlight spilled silver across the grounds, painting long, shifting shadows that seemed to move of their own accord. The mansion loomed like a living thing, breathing, whispering. Then he heard it, a soft, trembling sound that made his skin prickle. What was that? As Noah crept down the dimly lit corridor, his heart hammered in his chest. Every step echoed softly against the polished floors, the shadows stretching and twisting along the walls. Ahead, a door sat slightly ajar, the faintest sliver of light spilling into the hallway. A sound drifted through the gap, almost a whisper. No, stop, please. It seemed to sigh, fragile and vulnerable. Noah froze, every nerve on edge. The voice was intimate, tender, yet he couldn't see anyone. His stomach tightened. Curiosity battled caution. He leaned closer, straining to listen. More murmurs followed, soft like sounds that trembled in the stillness. Oh, don't. Stop. The words were broken, clipped, almost incomprehensible. He couldn't make sense of them, but the cadence, the tone, carried a strange, undeniable intimacy. Then, a deeper, commanding voice murmured in response, a low hum, thick and rich, like velvet brushing over stone. The words were impossible to discern, lost in the quiet echo of the room, but the tone alone made Noah's skin prickle. Whatever was happening, it wasn't meant for him to understand. Not yet. Fear and fascination warred within him. He backed away, heart pounding, and slipped silently to the end of the corridor. Reaching the window that overlooked the garden, he pressed his forehead to the cool glass, breathing deeply. The moon cast the estate in silver, the shadows dancing, like living things, hiding secrets in every corner. Noah didn't linger a second longer. His heart racing, he fled the corridor, footsteps soft against the floor as he darted toward his room. Unable to resist, he pulled out a small notebook and began scribbling furiously, piecing together everything he knew, or thought he knew, about vampires. Every whisper he'd overheard, every strange sound from the mansion, every unplaceable shadow replayed in his mind. Questions tumbled over one another. Who else was here? What had he really heard? And why did it feel as though someone had known he'd be listening all along? A soft rustle behind him made his breath catch. Before he could turn, a voice, low and teasing, whispered into his ear. Curious, aren't we? Investigating me, little one? Noah froze, his body stiff with fear and excitement. Every instinct screamed to flee, but he couldn't. Something in that voice, dark and magnetic, rooted him in place. And now? Now you're caught, the voice murmured, smooth and impossible to ignore. Since you've been watching, perhaps it's time I show you. Finally, the price of curiosity. Oh, look at you, already trembling. Your breath shallow, your body shivering just from my touch, from the whisper of my breath against your ear. Lucian's chuckle was dangerously cruel. You and your little friend are that excited to see me, huh? So restless you don't even know what to do with it. Tell me, are you searching for someone to taste your energy? To drink every trembling excitement and sweetness? To take in every spark of that trembling excitement radiating from you? His fingers trailed Noah's waist, firm, possessive, unyielding. Noah, you think you can hide it, but I feel it. Every quiver, every gasp. You want someone to hold you, don't you? To leave you caught in my presence, overwhelmed, unable to look away for as long as I choose. Lucian's voice dropped into a darker growl, brushing over Noah's skin like a blade cloaked in velvet. And tonight, that someone is me. When I start, my cutie pie Omega, you won't just be trembling, you'll be captivated. And when I finally decide to stop, he leaned in, his breath brushing against Noah's ear. You'll already belong to me. Noah's knees weakened as Lucian's grip guided him into the corridor. The vast stretch of shadows lit only by the glow of scattered lanterns. His breath came fast, shallow, every step echoing too loudly in the silence. Lucian pressed him gently against the cold wall, one arm steadying his wrists, the other holding him at the waist. His presence was overwhelming, warmth and power seeping into Noah like a slow, intoxicating tide. She listened, cute one. Here, you can't hide. Every sigh, every shiver, It will echo down these halls. Noah struggled weakly, his voice breaking. Please, not here. Someone will see. As if on cue, faint footsteps creaked along the corridor. Shadows stirred. 2 figures emerged, servants passing quietly, their eyes widening at the sight before them. No. Noah's voice cracked as tears gathered in his lashes. Stop, please. Don't let them see me like this. But Lucien only held him firm, a sly smile curling his lips. With deliberate precision, he tilted Noah's face toward the onlookers, ensuring his wide, trembling eyes met theirs. Don't hide. Let them watch. Let them see how completely absorbed you are, how drawn to me. Noah shook his head violently, sobs catching in his throat. His wrists twisted. But Lucien's hold was steady. Please, please. For a moment, silence hung heavy. The servants didn't move, only stared, their gazes locked on Noah, his chest constricted in panic. Then, a sharp snap of Lucien's fingers. The corridor went black for the briefest second. When Noah blinked, the servants were gone. The footsteps, the stares, the weight of their eyes erased, as though they had never existed at all. Lucien turned Noah's face back to him, tilting his chin up with merciless precision. His eyes glowed faintly in the dim light, dangerous and endless. You poor, trembling thing. Did you really believe they were real? Noah gasped, still shaking. What do you mean? They were right there. I saw them. Lucien. Smirk deepened. Nothing here was ever real, cute one. Not the servants. Not this so-called mansion staff. Not even your precious job posting. It was all a snare, a trap to draw you here. To draw you to me. Noah's breath faltered, his mind reeling. A trap. Lucien leaned closer, his presence molten and merciless. The moment I sensed your energy, I knew. You are my Omega, my fated one, and I will never let you go. Before Noah could respond, Lucien pressed close, enveloping him in warmth and presence, firm and unyielding. Every gasp Noah tried to form was absorbed into the charged silence of the corridor. Occasionally, a hesitant word escaped Noah's lips. Be gentle. When I. His voice wavered, almost fragile, and then, in the safety of his racing mind, he thought, while I'm loving you this much. Lucien's dark eyes glinted, a dangerous smirk curling at the corner of his lips. Leaning closer, his voice wrapped around Noah's thoughts, claiming them aloud as if they belonged to him. While I'm in love with you this much. Noah's eyes widened in shock, cheeks flushing a deep crimson. His gaze, wide and innocent, yet utterly captivated, made him look impossibly vulnerable, a sight that drew a low, amused growl from Lucien. My cute Omega, Lucien murmured, voice smooth yet edged with danger. You weren't supposed to think that, even inside your mind, because as your fated pair, I can feel what you are thinking. So even in your inner world, you can't run away from me. He pressed slightly closer, the air between them thick and charged. But right now, my naughty little friend is extremely excited to see you like this, cute and blushing. And you know, because I am a vampire, my not-so-little friend takes a very long time to savor this connection. About 1 hour, at least. Your attention, and maybe something more, will be captivated in ways you didn't expect. Yes, exactly what you're imagining, my sweet Omega. If your legs can no longer carry you after these endless hours, then lean against me. You don't need to resist, because we both know you've chosen to stay until the morning sun rises. That means 6 more hours. 6 more hours, where your heart belongs only to me, and to my companion. The mansion is ours alone tonight. There is no one else within these walls. The corridors, the staircases, the kitchen table, even the basement, each will hold the memory of us before dawn. We've already lingered in the hallways, and the kitchen. Now it is time for the basement. But to reach it, his voice lowered, close to Noah's ear, steady as a vow, we must ascend every step of the staircase. Slowly, carefully, and my friend will not leave you for even a second while I carry you down. Every step, every breath, we take together, and I will move slowly, oh so slowly, treasuring every moment. At those words, Noah trembled in his embrace, his heart racing, his voice breaking not from fear, but from devotion. His throat was raw from whispering Lucien's name. Noah whispered softly, tears clinging to his lashes, his face burning as he finally gasped, I love you, Lucien. It's overwhelming. Lucien only drew him closer, one arm steady beneath Noah's shoulders, the other resting gently over his hands, as though sealing a promise. His crimson eyes glowed as he looked down at him, his smile curling into something dark and sweet. Oh, my darling Omega, haven't you learned yet? The more you cling to me, the more I and my companion are bound to you. Your love only draws us deeper. Perhaps, deep down, you never wished to be free of us at all. That is why your spirit reaches for me, even when your lips hesitate. Noah's eyes widened, his voice cracking. No, of course, I love you. It's just this feeling, huh? Lucien held his hands gently, whispering near his ear, his breath carrying warmth. Yes. To reach the basement, there are 100 steps, and on each step, you will feel my presence. Slowly, deliberately, I will make certain you remember every one. And so, the descent began, step by step. On the first, Noah gasped. On the second, his chest ached with wonder. By the 10th, his head rested on Lucien's shoulder, his voice breaking into fractured whispers. By the 20th, tears pricked his eyes, but Lucien's hold only steadied him, guiding him down. On the 50th, Noah could no longer tell where his soul ended and Lucien's began. On the 70th, his voice carried only broken fragments of words, trembling confessions of love. On the 90th, he yielded fully into Lucien's arms. And on the 100th step, Noah had surrendered completely. When he opened his eyes again, he was pressed against the cold stone wall of the basement. The clock above showed 7 a.m. The night was over, and yet Lucien's companion was still with them. Lucien's hand gently clasped Noah's, while his other arm circled around his waist, keeping him near. Noah, Lucien whispered, turning him slowly toward the far corner of the basement. There stood an ancient, dust-covered mirror, taller than both of them, its surface glinting faintly in the dim light. Lucien turned Noah's head to show him. The reflection revealed everything. Noah's flushed cheeks, his tear-bright eyes, his hair clinging damply to his skin. Behind him towered Lucien, his crimson eyes glowing like embers, his smile sharp, almost feral. And just beyond Lucien's shoulder, that shadow, his constant companion, loomed faintly, watching, lingering. Look closely, Lucien murmured, his voice rich with devotion, yet edged with danger. The mirror will not lie to you. It reflects the truth you cannot escape. It will remember every second of this night, even the ones you try so desperately to forget. Noah tried to avert his gaze, but Lucien caught his chin gently, guiding him to keep his eyes on the glass. Do you see? Even now, your heart draws you toward me. You tremble, yet you do not let go. You cling to me even when you say you should resist. You were made for me, Noah. Made for me and my companion. The mirror's surface seemed to ripple in the dim light, as if it too was alive, capturing their every breath. Noah's reflection showed the truth. He dared not say aloud that no matter how much he doubted, his soul was bound to Lucien, unable to turn away. Lucien's voice dropped to a whisper, brushing against his ear. Tonight, the mirror shall keep our secrets. And when you look into it again, it will show you not what you wish to see, but what you truly are when you are with me. Noah's heart pounded. His reflection shivered back at him, caught between awe and surrender, between love and something far deeper. Noah's lips parted as though to speak, but no sound came, and in that silence, Lucien's words flowed like a vow, slow, lingering, and solemn. When Noah's knees weakened, Lucien caught him, lifting him again without effort. This time he did not return upstairs, but deeper into the mansion, where The old shower room waited like a forgotten sanctuary. The pipes groaned as Lucien turned the rusted handle. Water poured down, cold at first, then warming, filling the room with steam. He held Noah gently against the tiles, his gaze never leaving him, his hands steady, as though shielding him from the weight of the world. "Everywhere I guard you," Lucien whispered, placing his hand over Noah's heart. "A soft pinkish hue will bloom, and when morning comes, the garden of your soul will belong to no one but me." Noah's breath caught as the soft pinkish hue spread within him like a vision. The water carried away the remnants of the night, but the bond between them only deepened. Lucien's crimson gaze locked on Noah's through the veil of steam. "Dangerous yet tender. You still don't understand," Lucien murmured, his tone almost breaking. "There is no dawn where I let you go." Noah's chest rose and fell, his heart pounding like a drum. For a moment, he was silent. Then, to Lucien's surprise, a soft laugh escaped his lips. He leaned close, his words trembling yet sweet. Then, "You'd better let that soft pinkish hue stay forever." Lucien froze, and in the silence, steam curled around them. The mirror across the hall, reflecting the faint image of two souls bound tighter than ever. "Your cute little friend is already trembling, desperate to feel my teeth again. My cute Omega. Noah, huh?" Lucien's crimson eyes gleamed with wicked amusement. "And look, his little reaction has made my big friend hungry too." His lips curved into a dark smirk. "I was never planning to let you escape before we felt each other in here as well. Only after that will I dry your hair, tuck you beneath warm sheets, and drain every ounce of your energy until you sink into sleep. Deep, deep sleep, I mean. I wasn't going to let you go before you not only felt my friend for hours, but also felt him joined with the water here, in this bath." His lips curled into a dark smirk. "I will drain every ounce of energy from you until you fall asleep like a baby beside me, soft, innocent, and mine for the whole day. Then I'll watch you sleep cutely, play with your hair, and plant small kisses on your lips, your cheeks, your nose, even your stomach, because," he paused, voice dipping into a whisper, "when you wake up after 1 week, you'll be ready for our little." His smile sharpened, as though savoring the words he refused to speak. Never mind. I'll tell you after we're done. I don't want to spoil the mood just yet." The way he said it, teasing, yet sharp, made Noah's fragile heart twist with dread. His eyes widened, his lips parting with a shaky breath. What did he mean? What was he hiding? Fear laced through his delicate frame, worry pooling in his chest. Lucien caught the change instantly. His cruel smile softened as he leaned in, brushing Noah's damp cheek with his lips, letting warm pheromones spill into the steam. His kisses pressed gently down Noah's neck, soothing, coaxing away the fear, even as his sharp canines grazed that pale skin. Drops of crimson bloomed like roses against white porcelain flesh. Lucien murmured between kisses, "Don't tremble from fear, my sweet one. Tremble for me, only me." The water swirled around them, mist rising like ghostly curtains. Lucien guided Noah back against the tiled wall of the bath, his hand strong yet deliberate, sliding along soaked skin as though mapping every inch of territory. Noah whimpered, his knees pressing together instinctively, but Lucien only drew them apart, cradling him in the steaming water. "My fragile Omega," he whispered, letting his fangs trace the curve of Noah's jaw. "Even the water trembles, with you, look." He dipped Noah's hand into the surface, ripples shivering outward. "Every little struggle reflects itself here. You can't hide from me, not from the mirror of the water, not from my eyes, not even from yourself." Noah squirmed, gasping as Lucien's mouth found the slope of his shoulder. His delicate frame shook between protest and surrender, the steam painting him pink with heat. "Lucien, you're too much, too much." Lucien chuckled low, a cruel sweet sound. "Darling, tonight was meant to be too much, because only then can I see you undone, fragile, blushing, helpless in my arms, yet whispering that you love me anyway." Noah's breath hitched. I do, Lucien. I love you." His voice cracked, trembling with both devotion and exhaustion. Lucian's eyes softened, though his grip never wavered. He pressed a searing kiss to Noah's lips, slow and consuming, making his omega melt against him until even the water seemed to fall still around them. The steam clung to their bodies, the air charged with unspoken hunger. The predator and his fragile prey were locked together, bound by devotion disguised as torment. Every touch carried both cruelty and tenderness. Every gasp from Noah met with a kiss, a mark, or the scrape of sharp teeth that left his pale skin painted red by the time Lucian finally eased. Noah's voice was barely more than a broken whisper, his forehead pressed to Lucian's chest. He trembled, exhausted, but glowing, fragile yet utterly his. Lucian gathered him carefully from the tub, wrapping him in a thick towel, as though he were glass. Noah's body sagged into his arms, weak but safe. He carried him to the bed, setting him down with a tenderness that contrasted the feral hunger from moments before. Gently, Lucian took another towel and began drying Noah's damp hair, his fingers combing slowly through the soft strands. So fragile, so beautiful, he murmured, his voice low, velvet laced with danger. As Noah's lashes fluttered, fighting the weight of sleep, Lucian leaned close. A sudden kiss landed on his cheek. Noah's breath hitched, another on his temple, another, unexpectedly, at the corner of his lips. His heart fluttered at each gentle ambush, a mix of sweetness and mischief. Noah whispered weakly, his lips curving into the faintest pout, eyes half closed. "Don't sleep yet," Lucian murmured, brushing a kiss against his nose this time, making Noah's cheeks flush. "You still haven't heard me finish my sentence." Noah's eyes cracked open, dazed and confused, his voice trembling. "Sentence." Lucian smirked, pressing one last kiss to the crown of his head. His crimson gaze glowed with something dangerous, something that promised more. Laid gently onto the bed, Noah blinked up at him with sleepy confusion. "Lucian, earlier, you said our little—" "What did you mean?" Lucian brushed damp strands of hair from his omega's face, his crimson gaze glowing with something far beyond hunger. He kissed Noah's lips softly, then whispered against them, "Are you ready?" Noah's lashes fluttered. "Ready for what?" Lucian's smile deepened, dark, reverent, almost frightening in its gentleness. His hand rested lightly against Noah's trembling stomach, ready to give birth. "To our little ones." Noah froze, his delicate features twisting with shock. "What? When?" Lucian's fangs gleamed as he leaned in, lips brushing Noah's ear. His whisper was silk and fire both, in just 1 week. "Why do vampire babies come so quickly?" he gasped, eyes wet. "It's only been a week, and I still feel everything from before. You and your friend dragged me through this whole mansion, the stairs, the basement, the kitchen, even the shower. I can still feel it, Lucian, and now this." Lucian knelt beside him, cool fingers brushing sweat from Noah's temple. A sweet dark scent rolled off him, filling the air like velvet smoke. Noah felt some of the ache ebb under its weight. "They're born of our nights, not human time," Lucian murmured. "They drink our magic, our shadows. That's why they come so fast." Noah shuddered as another wave passed through him. "My body still has marks from last week. And now, now I'm about to bring your children into the world, in one breath." "I'm here," Lucian whispered. His thumb stroked Noah's hand, a steady rhythm as his pheromones wrapped around him, stealing away as much pain as they could. "Breathe, my omega. Let my strength flow into you." Noah turned his face to him, half angry, half desperate. "You never stopped, not even in the shower. And now you're making me do this?" Lucian leaned closer until his crimson eyes filled Noah's vision. "We chose each other, over and over," he said softly. "And I'm here with you now. Just one more breath. They're coming." A tremor ran through Noah, but he clung to Lucian's scent, to the cool palm on his forehead, to the steady voice anchoring him. The twins were born in a rush of magic and candlelight. 2 tiny, pale-skinned boys, with soft hair and faint traces of crimson in their eyes. Their first cries were more like musical sighs than wails, and Lucien caught them with a steadiness that belied the tremor in his own hands. He bent over the bed and, one by one, placed the newborns against Noah's side. Noah's tears spilled before he even realized it. His fingers, still shaking from exhaustion, brushed each small cheek as if afraid they would vanish. Seeing his Omega's body trembling, Lucien whispered a few words to the waiting midwife and nurse, passing the babies to them so they could take the infants to the nursery. The room hushed as the door closed. Now only the two of them remained. Noah let out a broken sob, relief and disbelief pouring out at once. Lucien crouched beside the bed, gathered Noah's hands in his, and lifted his gaze to meet his. "You did it, Noah. You did it, my love, my lovely Omega. I love you," he murmured. The words soothed, but did not stop Noah's tears. His body was still shaking. Lucien pressed gentle kisses across his knuckles, one by one, then slid onto the bed. His arms closed around Noah, drawing him into a firm but tender embrace. Heat and cool magic swirled together as Lucien's pheromones wrapped around his mate. Noah startled, feeling the ache in his body evaporating like mist in sunlight. His cheeks flushed. "What are you doing to my body? What's happening?" he whispered, wide-eyed. Lucien smiled faintly, eyes glowing as he touched the tip of Noah's nose. "You're relaxing, aren't you, my sweet Omega?" he said softly. "This whole process may seem fast and painful. Our operation, before you conceived, was slow and wild, but the pregnancy of vampire children burns through time, especially when a human carries them. We have the power to heal and to ease the pain. Tell me, throughout this week, did you ever truly feel in pain? Did you ever feel trapped?" Noah blinked, remembering all the complaints he had hurled at him during labor. Shame flushed his face, and he looked down. Lucien noticed, tilted his chin gently until their eyes met. Noah tried to turn away, but Lucien caught both wrists, holding him still, and whispered against his ear, "There's no reason to be ashamed. I saw you undone for 2 nights and 2 days, and I adored you even then. Anything you said in the moment of pain is normal. None of us can imagine what you endured. Don't hide from me now." As he spoke, Lucien's mouth left soft kisses, eyelids, the bridge of his nose, each trembling cheek, his brow, until Noah's breath hitched. Finally Noah blurted, eyes shimmering, "Aren't you going to kiss me there?" Lucien paused, drinking in Noah's beauty, his innocence. In the silence, Noah squirmed, thinking he'd said something awkward, trying to cover his face with his hands, but Lucien still held his wrists. He leaned down until only a breath separated their mouths. "Which one do you mean?" he murmured. "Your lips, or there, or both. I'm fine with all of them. After all, last week I already lips." "The lips," Noah stammered, his face crimson. "I meant my lips. I don't think of things like you do." A soft chuckle curled from Lucien's chest. "Oh, you don't think of them, but when you lived them, you enjoyed them. Last week you didn't say no. Hours with my friend, the stairs, the kitchen, the shower. You couldn't control yourself. Are you asking me to remind you of those nights now? Or are you confessing in your own way, sweet Noah?" Noah shook his head wildly. No, of course not." Lucien's smile gentled. "I wasn't planning to. First, we take care of you." He stood, lifted Noah easily from the bed and into the bathroom. Steam curled around them as he washed Noah with patient hands. Afterwards, he carried him, bridal style, to the kitchen. Noah blinked, startled. "Yes," Lucien said, amused at his expression. "Tonight I'm your personal feeder. This whole week, if you want." He set Noah on a stool. "Open your mouth, little one." Despite his blush, hunger won. Noah opened, his mouth wide, and waited for the next spoonful. Before reaching for another bite, Lucien leaned forward instead, pressing his own lips softly to Noah's. The taste of food mixed with the taste of him. Noah's eyes widened. "Good," Lucien whispered. "Lucky you just gave birth. Or with this sweetness of yours, there's no way you'd be sleeping for the next 5 days." But be ready, by the end of the week I may take my sweet revenge. 5 days, my Omega. Noah was still sitting in Lucien's lap, his lips carrying the taste of his kiss. His stomach felt warm, his head slightly light. As Lucien reached for the next spoonful, Noah sat there with his mouth half open, eyes round like glass beads. He murmured, pressing both hands against his chest. I didn't expect you to be this gentle. Or for me to recover this quickly. Lucien's soft laugh rolled out at his little Omega's surprise. He brushed Noah's hair back with his fingertips and touched a light kiss to his forehead. No need to be surprised, my little Omega, he said in a low voice. For now, just relax and enjoy it. It's you, me, and our 2 little miracles. Noah's cheeks flushed again. A shy but happy smile spread across his face. He lifted his eyes to Lucien. Really? Is it like this now? Just the 4 of us? Lucien's gaze darkened, but his smile stayed tender. Just the 4 of us. And I'm ready to watch those surprised eyes of yours every single day. Noah let out a soft, shaky laugh. Just the 4 of us, he echoed, already imagining a quieter life. But Lucien's eyes glimmered with mischief. You know what, little one? Vampire children grow fast. They leave the nest before you even notice, which means soon we'll be back to just you and me. He paused, lips curling into a smile. And I have no intention of stopping at only 2 children, my sweet Omega. 10, at least. Noah blinked up at him, eyes huge, blush spreading across his face. 10, he squeaked, completely thrown off balance. His hands fluttered against Lucien's shirt as if to push him away, but he didn't move from his arms. Lucien's laughter was soft and rich, his breath brushing Noah's ear. Relax, we have time. For now, eat, recover. But one day, who knows?